So, hello once again, hello humanity. I will today talk about the meaning of evil and suffering. Why God allowed so much suffering, so much injustice, so much pain. First, we come to your purpose of life. Why did God create the world? We start with the context, and from the context we work, or we continue to work from there on. So, when God created you, He wanted you. He created you without your consent. He forced and coerced you. And he had to do because he had no other option as you didn't exist before. There was nothing to interact with. You had no consciousness, no mind, no brain, no body, no nothing. So God created you into this universe where you have time and space to ask you the question for your consent. He asks you if you want to be, he's inviting you, and he is in a communication with you. Invitation and communication, those two are important critical points. So we're right between two, existence and non-existence. And this universe exists between these two. You have to move to either or, path, death or life. This is your purpose of life, this is what you have to decide. Now, what does this have to do with evil and suffering? Well, everything. Everything has to do with the context and purpose of the world, or the purpose of the universe. When God created this universe, He created humanity for the first time. How do I know? Well, this is the first universe, and it is also the last. There's no universe before this, and there's no universe after this. And this universe will exist forever. Some physicists will vomit something else, but they have no clue what they're talking about. There's no universe before this, and there will be no universe after this. And this universe exists forever. So it is the first and the last. Like God, the first and the last. No before, no after. So which means he sees humanity for the first time. He interacts with them for the first time. There's no universe before this, there's no humanity before this. No humanity before this. This is the first humanity ever in existence. There never was a universe before in infinity, not. As there's no point to create a second universe. You create one and you keep it infinite. And I will tell you at the end of the video why it simply is one. It's very simple, it's very pretty obvious. Now, what's God doing when he is seeing humanity for the first time? He is introducing himself. He says humanity for the first time, and we are now in the introduction. And the scripture is always spoken of the end of times, judgment day and so on. At the end of times appears Messiah, the Son of God, who will build the everlasting kingdom, everlasting dominion. Now, what is this end of times? It is the end of the introduction and the beginning of the Messianic age, the end of the introduction. Now, what is the meaning of evil and suffering? Now, we are in the introduction and God withhold. He withhold himself. And this is the main reason why there's a lot of suffering. How he withholds and how he will enter the universe, I will show you in a future video what that means. But he withholds. And because he withholds, the suffering exists. Now, first let me explain. This whole universe and me and my body and you and your body are humans, are made of God's voice, of his voice. So if God speaks, he continuously speaks. The universe will exist forever, which means he will speak and talk for eternity forever. As long as God speaks, the universe exists. If he is silent, I and the universe die. And everything dies. Everything dies. No, he withheld during the introduction, at least to some extent. He didn't withhold completely, as if he's completely silent, you would be dead and the whole universe would be dead. But because he withheld, there's all the suffering, all the sickness, illness, physical sickness, mental illness, are these poverty, disabilities, children that come into a world without limbs, raped children, battered women, Holocaust, wars, world wars, the proxy wars in the Middle East, the dead Palestinians, that everyone saw what happened. It's pretty new. All of this suffering exists because God withholds, and all of this suffering, the whole universe is made of God's voice, and the whole universe is a language. Through God invited me here, He created this word, and He's inviting me into this word, and He's communicating with me. Invitation and communication. Well, the whole universe is how He communicates with me. And all this suffering is a language through which God communicates with me. And what does He want to tell me? He wants to make clear His boundaries. His boundaries. Do you understand? His boundaries. So boundaries like God asks you for your consent. If you fail to consent, if you fail to have the humility and the ethics and the patience are the values that God demands from you. If you fail to do all of this, He will erase you, He will spit you out. He will withhold, He will be silent, like He was during the introduction. And during the introduction, there's all this suffering and all this evil. So what is the meaning here, the most important point? If you fail to consent and respect God's boundaries, if you fail to do what He tells you to do, and His boundaries, all of His boundaries, all. What's God's boundaries are, I will explain you in a future video. But if you fail to do what God demands from you, He will be as cruel as the child rapist. He will be as cruel as the Holocaust. He will be as cruel as the Palestine conflict. He will be as cruel as world wars, as cruel as poverty, as cruel as all these children that come to life with disabilities. He will be as cruel as all of the suffering and evil that happened during the introduction. This is the meaning of evil. This is why He allowed so much evil. Do you understand? All of this evil is a language. And if you read the Bible, in the Bible, God speaks of who? The suffering servant and the lamb. Who is the suffering servant and the lamb? It is not Jesus. It's nonsense. I'm not Jesus, and Jesus is not the Son of God. It's nonsense. And it is not it is not Israel. Both of this is rank nonsense. Who is the suffering servant and who is the lamb? It is whole creation. It's our people who suffered. It is every raped children. It is every battered woman. It is our people in poverty. Are the victims of war. Are the 6 million Jews who were burnt in the Holocaust. The Jews always ask, why did God allow the Holocaust? Here's your answer. This is why He allowed the Holocaust. Not because He hated the Jews. I don't think so. I think He probably lost them. Maybe more than at least most other people. I don't know. But I don't think He hates them. This is why God allows the Holocaust. It is not because God is not there, like atheists vomit. It's nonsense. They have no clue. These atheists are idiots. This is why God allowed the Holocaust. This is why God allowed all this suffering and all this evil. It's all to be understood as a language. It's all to be understood as a language. Yeah, that's it. I think I finished it here. And to finish it off with good news is to end it with good news. With the end of the introduction, the language of suffering and evil is also not needed anymore. All this evil and suffering existed because God intended it. He wanted it. Now the introduction is over. I can now announce and bring humanity the good news. And that's the end of suffering and evil. The end of our suffering. And how all of this suffering will end, I will show you in future videos. Now, the reason why I make these videos is because God told me in a dream 2024, 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago, around this month, to gather resources in a dream. Now, I have unemployed and I'm on disability, I can't work, I'm too ill. Public institutions are failing. They are not helping me. You don't even get a spot. And trying to get help in public institutions will take me probably, I don't know, up to 10 years. As I'm wasting a lot of time. I have to go to the private institutions, to private doctors. But for this I need money, I need resources, and I also need resources for my livelihood. I cannot work with the illness and sickness. I did the first video, which was my very first video, was quite a bad video. This is a little bit better. Still not perfect, but better. It was like 6-7 months ago, and I couldn't do it since then. I wanted to do it in a couple of weeks next, but I couldn't do it because I was too ill and sick. It's very difficult to me to make these videos. It's nearly impossible to work. I need resources. This is why I make these videos. This is what God wanted me to do. I will put a PayPal link down in my description. You can there donate me some money. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.